Well, if you saw Wednesday's video, you saw that I got this new ORX. So I've now got the Deus and the ORX, and this high frequency coil should, it says, find all the tiny deeper targets that I've missed with the Deus. So I'm going to find out. Now, I was going to come here yesterday, but it was pouring with rain, the river was bursting its banks, and I think you've heard me say before that this little cricket field, once that river comes up, gets completely flooded. And yesterday it was flooded. That's why things keep moving in the ground, and I keep coming back and finding new stuff. You can see the playing square is still swamped. Stephen is the man with the hat and the metal detector. Well, it took me a little while to get the headphones paired in, but I got there in the end. And the first thing I found is a sliced coin. It's been through the lawnmower. And it was quite deep, and I actually had it on 35 kilohertz. On 14.4 I couldn't hear it. So maybe it does work. Let's see what else we can find. And another deep coin. And again I couldn't hear it on 14.4. So I'm on 30 point something or other at the moment. That's an old sixpence, there's no silver in that, that's why it's that colour. So two targets, which I would never have heard with the Deus, and I did hear with the white coil, high frequency, on 30 kilohertz. I'm impressed already. Too early to come to a conclusion yet, so let's keep looking and see what else we can find. But you know, a sixpence and a chopped up coin so far, I'm pretty happy with that. Right, let's go for the third target. It's a bit bouncy on the numbers. Well, there she is. 3 coins in 3 signals. That's not bad. Hey, I'm really impressed with this high frequency, because that was target number 4. Now, whether that be an olive, that's a plumbing olive, or a ring, don't think it's a ring, it doesn't matter. It was a target, and it was a good target that I've missed before. This is impressive. I keep saying that, don't I? I feel disloyal to my Deus. What do I do if the ORX is better than the Deus? Now that looks like a piece of a key that's been through the mower. Yeah, it's part of a key. Wow, look at that. This is seriously exciting. Early impressions are that the ORX high frequency white round coil, I haven't got the elliptical, is going to give me a whole new lease of life on my permissions, especially the ones where I'm struggling to find deep Romans of the silver variety. Now, I was just having a look at this cap badge that I found, and I was quite interested to read that it says the Yorkshire Regiment, the Princess of Wales, Alexandra, 1875. Alexandra of Denmark, as she was known, was born on the 1st of December 1844 and died the 20th of November 1925, and she was the Queen of the United Kingdom. Really? Yes, because she was the wife of Edward VII. Her family were rather obscure until 1852, until her father was chosen with the consent of the major European powers to succeed his cousin Frederick VII to the Danish throne. So at the age of 16, she was chosen as the future wife of Albert, also known as Bertie, or better to you and me, Albert Edward, the Prince of Wales. She was born, apparently, in the Yellow Palace, which is in Copenhagen. And although she was of royal blood, her family lived a comparatively normal life. It's amazing what you learn. Well, I've just opened that hole. And it sounds nice. I have to say, usually my targets on here are in the plug. But so far today, all my targets have been deeper than the plug. Aha! Right, let's have a go. It's a bit of foil. No, tin. Bit of tin. Well, I'm back again, this time to test out the X35 head. This is a coil which will fit on the ORX and work perfectly well, and the Deus as well. So that's good news. I've never really tried anything except my standard coils, so this will be a change to give that a test now. Also, I forgot to mention, this video is a dual video. I don't mean two videos, I mean a dual, a find of the day. With zero discrimination over in the USA. And she's out today detecting in the river, I understand. So I'll need your help for deciding who's the winner. My best find of the video or her best find.
Woohoo! Pair of sunglasses. You're in good shape. Woo! It says Ray-Ban. Hot dog. All right, Steven. You're on. And then down to, I guess these two are my favorite finds, my Ray-Bans. So, I don't know about for you, Steven, man with the hat. Ray-Bans here, most Ray-Bans in Texas or in the U.S. are fairly expensive sunglasses. So I'll have to look this style up and see. There's a number on there on the inside, so I'll look that up and see if these are any good. But I don't know if I did this or they were already scraped, more than likely scraped against the rocks and stuff with someone inner tubing. And they have been in the water a little while, but they're still probably wearable. So anyway, you all can vote below, find of the day. I really didn't have that much to show, but hey, it's all in good fun anyway.
Right, I think I'm going to change the frequency. Right, we're taking it up to 25.4 and start swinging. Now yesterday I'd hardly walked onto the field when I found two coins very close to where I walk on. It doesn't sound very deep. Let's just check first with a pinpointer. No, it isn't deep. Look. 20 pence. Amazing. And I just sensed that that wasn't very deep. But it's in the plug. Now this is the first time with the white coil or the X35 that I've had a target in the plug. It's usually been much deeper than the plug and the bottom of the hole. Right, let's see what it is. I've got a funny feeling it's foil. Might not be. Oh no, it's not. A clip. Well, it's been there all that time and I've never found it before. That signal is very small. It's a little bit choppy too. Sounds better there. Got a bit of an iron buzz in it as well. I'm going to have to dig that and see what it is. Now then, let's see what it was. It might be a very small target or it might be a deep target, but it was a little bit choppy and a slight buzz. I try not to dig a hole that big if I possibly can on here, but it repairs very quickly. The soil is continually damp. Still just hear it. coming up with a 99, so it's indicating that it could be iron. I did say there was a bit of a buzz. It's in that edge. See if I can get it. Not far away. What's this? Well, it was originally a good target, was that nail, but now it's got all the iron corrosion on it, so that explains why I got a slightly iron buzz. Did you pick that out? I thought that was quite obvious. Another one that's been cut by the mower. Now I don't know if it's my imagination or not, but perhaps a little bit of both, but it appears to be more signals, as though, how do I explain this? It was as though every year this field, sports field, was getting quieter and quieter, and you had to work really hard for those signals. And since having the high frequency coil yesterday and now the X35 today, I've only walked from there and I've had half a dozen targets already. Coincidence? Maybe the coils are really performing really well. Needs more testing. I need to get these machines on my Roman fields, and I think I'm going to head up there probably the end of this week. Now this one sounds a bit different, showing 76 to 80, 74, 76, 72, 77. Just a little bit jumpy. But that sounds really good, so I'm just going to mark that and dig it. I have noticed that the ORX is a bit of a foil, aluminium foil magnet. I'll explain more about that in a minute and what you can do about it. And it's changed now, it's not that quality signal it was a minute ago. So let's see if we can find it. Looks like an old button. Don't find many of them on here. If it's not a button, then it's something like one. Now that sounds really good. The only problem I can foresee is that the numbers are low. 27, 28. I think that's foil. I'm fairly sure that's foil. This machine is definitely sucking out all the little bits of foil, either deep, small targets and some not so deep. Now then, let's see if we can isolate that. Plug or hole? Plug. Can't hear it. And it's not in the hole, must be in the plug. It's got that iron buzz. Yeah, really tiny piece of foil. This is irritating, and I'm going to tell you what I think about that in a moment. I've only been out twice. That's once with this one and once with the white high frequency coil. And I must admit that I'm very impressed with them both. I'm finding lots more targets on this field, as though the field has suddenly come to life. Yesterday, quite a few coins. Today, on the 25.4 kilohertz on the X35, it was mainly small targets, very small targets, some at depth, great depth, and some not so. And what really bothers me is that I'm digging so much aluminium foil, little bits of foil, and I know the reason why. You see, It took me a long time with the Deus to learn how to use full tones, and now that's all I ever use because I really understand it. I understand the signals, I know how to interpret the signals. I can tell you if that's a piece of coke or if that's a piece of foil. Sometimes I do a test dig just to make sure I'm not losing my target recognition, because I know those tones so well now, of course we all still make mistakes, that full tones has become a way of life for me. So with the ORX, when you've only got a choice of 3 tones, and I know a lot of people out there have even less than that, 2 tones, dig and don't dig, and if that's what you're used to, that's fine, but you're digging up a lot of rubbish. If you can learn the full tones and you can identify and get target recognition every time, over a period of time, it's difficult to go back to anything less like 3 tones. And I'm finding now that I'm digging all good sounding targets, but I would not have dug those with the Deus on full tones. So that's the downside. I've got to get used to that again, and I think in future maybe I'll use this high frequency coil on my Deus, because I can go back to full tones. So with the ORX it's 3 tones, and with the Deus I can use full tones, and I think that it's where it's going to come to life for me. So after 2 days, and I've not even tried it yet on a Roman site where I know this stuff there, or the beach, 2 of the things I do want to test, and that's where it might come into its own. 3 tones, dig or don't dig, on the high frequency white coil, that might be really good. So it'll be number 1 gold program with salt mode for the beach. I've yet to try that, so I'm going to be definitely having a go at that. There is one other thing that I also don't, or should I say don't like, but I miss, which the Deus has got but this hasn't, and that is the target depth indicator, the horseshoe thing, where it shows you ferrous, non-ferrous and the depth. I miss that. I don't use it often. If I'm really confused about a target, I'll glance at it, but of course the ORX doesn't have it. So whether I want it or not, I've got no choice. I can't use it because I ain't got it. And now of course you want to know more about the coin ring giveaway, and I'm going to tell you right after this. Yes, this week's coin ring giveaway goes to Carol Poole. Thank you, Carol. Just let me know what your details are. You can contact me from the video description, send me your address, and I'll post you a coin ring off. Well done, and thank you for your support. And if anybody else there would like to support me too, I've now got a store where you can see my recycled coin art, whether it be finger rings or pendants or cremation ashes, pendants, lockets. You can see them. Again, the link is in the video description. So don't be a stranger. Have a great day. I'll catch you next week, and in your cake hole.